For 1400 years, one single scientific framework completely dominated human thought. Empires rose and fell, entire civilizations transformed, and yet this one massive idea, it remained an unshakable truth, right up until it was turned completely upside down. Welcome to this explainer on the architect of the geocentric universe. So did you know there's a scientist whose theories literally ruled the entire world for almost a millennium and a half? We live in an era where, let's face it, scientific knowledge updates basically every single day. But imagine a globally accepted belief just going completely unchallenged for generations upon generations. 1400 years. Let that sink in for a second. That is 14 centuries of an absolutely unquestionable scientific framework. To wield that level of enduring authority, the architect of this idea had to be, well, nothing short of an absolute genius. Section 1. Meet Claudius Ptolemy, the man behind the mystery. We're talking about a scholar who lived in the 2nd century CE in Alexandria, Egypt. And Alexandria was the absolute intellectual and cultural hub of the ancient world. Surrounded by the greatest library and the sharpest minds of his day, Ptolemy had the perfect environment to just observe, calculate, and synthesize. And he was a true polymath. He wasn't just a guy looking up at the sky, he was a master astronomer, a highly precise mathematician, and a pioneering geographer. Actually, his ability to pull together all these diverse fields is exactly what allowed him to build such a convincing model of the universe in the first place. Section 2. The geocentric universe illusion. Okay, so the geocentric theory. Basically, this is the belief that the Earth sits completely stationary right at the center of the universe, with the sun, the moon, the stars, and all the planets revolving around us. And honestly, visually, from our vantage point down here on the ground, it makes intuitive sense. Ptolemy just applied immense mathematical rigor to prove this visual illusion as hard scientific fact. But here is the massive historical irony. This meticulously crafted theory, which was accepted globally as absolute fact, was entirely wrong, completely backward. Yet for centuries, the brightest minds across the whole world considered it the unquestionable truth. Section 3. Almagest, Treasure of Knowledge. Inside his masterwork, the Almagest, Ptolemy detailed the secrets of the stars. He mapped out planetary movements, and he really unraveled the mysteries of the sky. It was so comprehensive, so mathematically sound, that it seemed practically impossible to refute. It essentially organized the total chaos of the night sky into this perfectly tuned, predictable machine. And because of its sheer brilliance, the Almagest achieved this immense cross-cultural legacy. It became the foundational reference text for both Arab and European scientists. For hundreds of years, regardless of what continent you were on, astronomy started with Ptolemy. Section 4. Latitude, longitude, and maps. So beyond astronomy, Ptolemy introduced a revolutionary grid system. Step 1, mapping latitude. Step 2, mapping longitude. He popularized assigning precise coordinates to locations, which essentially turned mapmaking from a rough arc into an exact science. And here's why that matters to you right now. That ancient grid system, it is driving your modern navigation today. Every single time you use a smartphone map or rely on GPS, you literally owe the functional existence of that technology to a 2nd century scholar in Alexandria. His astronomy might have been a bit off, but his geographic system changed the world permanently. Section 5. Copernicus and Ptolemy's legacy. Ultimately, Ptolemy's geocentric, Earth-centered model finally met its match in Nicolaus Copernicus's heliocentric, sun-centered model. Copernicus was the one who finally proved that the Earth actually revolves around the sun. He shattered that 1400-year-old illusion and finally corrected our true place in the cosmos. But, even though his core model of the universe was proven entirely wrong, Claudius Ptolemy remains an immortal name among the greatest scientists in history. His methodologies, his preservation of knowledge, and his invention of the modern grid system absolutely cement his eternal legacy. He literally taught humanity how to measure the world. Which leaves us with one incredibly provocative question. If Ptolemy's absolute, universally accepted truth was proven completely wrong after 1400 years, what accepted science of today, what fact that we all take for granted right now, might be proven wrong in the next 1,000 years? Really makes you think, doesn't it? Thanks for joining this explainer. Until next time, keep questioning and keep learning.